Jurassic World Rebirth trailer is finally here. I'm going to dive into it. Haven't watched it yet. I'll pause it on the way to avoid the YouTube copyright stuff, and I will provide some thoughts at the end. Let's go into it.
Dr. Henry Loomis, this is Zora Bennett, our mission specialist. Sorry, what mission?
The mission.
This would be a medical breakthrough that could save countless lives. It comes from the largest
Wonder what that is.
dinosaurs on the planet.
Oh my god. Fortunately for us.
Okay, that's a new one. Can't think of any dinosaur that looks like that, but it's got some nice dragon-type qualities to it. The fins on its lower back, head, long-ass tail.
Us, all these species exist in one isolated place. Can you be ready tomorrow?
I can't be ready today. Yeah, because if this guy hasn't noticed or heard any of the previous stories that have happened on Isla Sorna or Isla Nublar, like San Diego, like where's this guy been, huh?
He's your guy?
We're the best
It's got to have a pirate vibe to it, maybe?
at moving things and people in and out of places they shouldn't be.
Move up towards Barbados.
Barbados. Interesting. Okay.
Avoid government patrol, but there aren't that many anymore.
Why's that?
Because they're going back to a little bit of a throwback to the embryos, right? The dinosaurs in stasis from JP3.
We need DNA from the 3 biggest dinosaurs.
So I wonder if they're looking at the same thing as before or something different, perhaps.
Do we have to go
Or just the flying terrors.
sample from an egg?
I suppose we could try and get it from the parent, but they're a flying carnivore the size of an F-16.
Ah, okay. That's cool. We'll get to see them.
Maybe we should make it quick.
I always forget how to pronounce their name, but I believe, if I'm thinking of the correct one, it starts with a... Quickly rewind this. That's an interesting looking foot there.
We're left here.
The red flares, yeah, I know. Seen it before. Nothing ever good comes out of it, though. The hell was that? Oh, is this the new monster? Hybrid? The Xeno-Rancor-Rex? Interesting. You know, I can't really see a lot of it. I only see the face and some limbs, but I don't hate it. It sounds cool. Head to Lafo. All right, cool. I kind of felt like we'd see some, you know, nostalgic dinosaurs in there, but this one looks a little bit different with its gills.
We put ourselves in a place.
Of course, could I have the Rex? Now, I hope the Rex isn't like nerfed to hell. You know, like I want it to be terrifying again. It is literally like the king of the dinosaurs for a reason. I get it. This is a fictionary movie. You know, they even put that in one of the previous movies, like they want the dinos to be bigger and, you know, more terrifying. I think it was Jurassic World 1 when that's why they created the Indominus Rex, right? And then they tried to do the whole scare tactic with the Indoraptor in Jurassic World 2, which didn't really pan out that well.
We don't belong.
Oh, so that's another look at like a smaller version of this mutated monster dino creature. I wonder if they're going to talk about and mention where the genes that were sort of spliced together to create this thing. Because someone's going to be like, that's no dinosaur. Yeah, duh. You're not wrong, buddy. Saw this screenshot or picture like a day or so ago. Interesting that a Spino would, or 3 Spinos would be swimming with a mosasaur. It's also like the nice size comparison, right? Again, where how big the mosasaur is. And obviously they're not that big in real life, but even for, a Spino, which is one of the longest, theropods out there. So it's like twice the size of a Spino at least, right?
What the hell are those?
Okay, so how would she not know? Like, was there no research done going into it? Like, have they not learned their lesson from all the other stories out there? Like, or were they had to have known, right? So, I don't know. That kind of is weird to hear that, but we'll see. Maybe there's more to it that we don't understand.
They're helping the mosasaur defend territory, stalk.
So we have Spinos being territorial in the water with a mosasaur. That is really interesting for a pitch. Do you think we'll see a megalodon in this at all? Probably not, right? Because I feel like the Meg would come in and start murking them, and then you'd have a whole situation, and then you need to call Jason Statham to come in and save the day. Maybe that's the Meg 3 pitch. Got it. Yo, all right. So we have a Spino leaping out of the water. Get a rewind it real quick. Yeah, cool design of the Spino. Looks a little bit different from what I remember from JP3. So I like it. I think I like this version better than the JP3 one. You're not gonna kill that thing with a little small rifle. Yeah, okay. So, not a bad trailer. We saw some stuff. We saw the screenshots. We got a little snippet of what they teased with this new hybrid monster of the Xeno-Rancor-Rex. And, yeah, I mean, obviously, the idea is to have something more tangible than what we've seen in Jurassic World. Jurassic World was, we're going to rebuild the park. Things got out of hand, with the splicing and, trying to sell a hybrid on the black market. And, now you've started to clone, humans with the same sort of technology. And then, things went to hell in the last Jurassic World, which was terrible and the worst of the entire franchise, of course. Now, do I think this will make money? Yes, I definitely think it will. And that doesn't always equate to it being a good film. This isn't going to have a sophisticated plot, but all I'm looking for is something that's tangible, something that isn't super, super far off book, and obviously like makes somewhat sense in a fictional world, and not having to rely too much on the suspension of disbelief. Obviously the fact that these movies even exist and the idea from Michael Crichton was original in its own sense, and that there in itself makes it the suspension of disbelief. Like, you can't recreate dinosaurs, right? So I do think there's a possibility that things could end up being done well. We'll see how much fear is actually induced. I know that's something that they stated was going to happen, that they wanted to deliver with in this film, which I definitely feel is and has been lacking since the first and or second film of Jurassic Park. And I wonder how many of our quote unquote main characters are going to live. Will Mahershala live? Will ScarJo live? I don't care if they all, get sort of eaten. I think at that point it raises the stakes and it makes that no one is really safe, and they obviously understood maybe what they were trying to do beforehand in case they wanted to make, a follow-up film, which, if this is the last one, which who knows if it'll ever be, I hope it delivers, right? It's sort of like better to end on a high note than a low note. And I think they realized that with the last Jurassic World 3, whatever it was called. And yeah, we'll see. Let me know what your thoughts are. Do you think this is going to be good or not? Do you have low expectations? Do you even care? Are you going to see it? What do you think of the trailer, though? Do you think it was a good trailer? I liked it. You know, again, I'm a massive dinosaur and Jurassic Park fan. Loved both books. Obviously, the first movie was great. Saw it in theaters when it came out as a kid, and fell in love with dinosaurs ever since then. I have a pretty big dinosaur sleeve of a T-Rex fighting a Triceratops as like the world's ending. So, yeah, I love dinosaurs. So I'm definitely going to see this. So I will definitely be putting a review out for this movie in July. Another question. Do you think this movie will do better than Superman and Fantastic Four, which also come out in the same month? It definitely has this blockbuster, summer month movie feel, but we'll actually see what happens and if any of those three movies are good and which movie makes the most money. What's the over-under? Which movie has the better odds making more money? Which one doesn't? I'm going to say that this movie actually makes the most, followed by Superman and then Fantastic Four. But let me know what you guys think, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.